All right, hey guys, what is up? Kid here of Burn One with the Shadowverse Evolved channel, bringing you another set review. This time on Omens Eternal Set 5, which is coming out June 21st. Getting ahead of the curve here, starting our set review, and then soon we'll be on to our deck profiles and so forth. We've kind of changed the format. If you're just hopping in the middle of this, we actually are reading the cards individually now. Here is the key, so you guys can kind of follow along of how we are rating everything. You can pause the video here if you need to read. Otherwise, we're moving on to the first card. Galmunix, Omen of Disdain. Evolve for 2. During your turn, whenever this follower takes damage from an effect, change its evolve cost to 0 this turn. Evolved during your turn, whenever this follower takes damage from an effect, select an enemy leader or enemy follower on the field and deal it 3 damage. And then on evolve, select an Omen card that originally costs 2 or less play points in your cemetery and play it for 0 play points.
Omen of Disdain.
Oh, Disdain. I'm sorry. Dude, it's late.
that was just a really funny one. Like, you had to pronounce a lot of really hard cards, but that might be the easiest one.
Dude, my brain swapped the A and the D. Stop it.
It was so good because you got like the weird French proper noun correct.
No, it's not X. You don't say Galmiux. It's Galmiu.
Oh, Galmiu.
Yeah. I thought I did say Galmiu.
Yeah,
you said Galmiux. Use a Galmiux.
Okay, what? Listen.
That's why I died.
So, all right, dear viewers, welcome to the set review. Omen is a thing that they're gonna, I guess, start doing now, but it's not really fully fleshed out. I think till a couple sets, right? The Omen keyword stuff. Like, I just don't think there's a lot that have Omens at the moment.
There's a couple neutral cards, and obviously all the like Disdain and Usurpation and everything are Omens as well.
Yeah.
It's like all the in archetype stuff is Omens. I think this card, like, a lot of people are gonna play this card. I think it's good. I don't think it's bad. I think it's good. I just don't think it's like insane. And I think there are ways to play around it. The only real, relative way to like do the whole combos, you have to have one of the 1 or 2 drops in the grave, and there's only one drop and 1 2 drop that like hit you and do the thing and everything, which we'll see later. I think if you don't see it, which is kind of likely because Dragon isn't crazy draw power and it's not like crazy consistency, especially if you play this sort of type of archetype. But it's Ramp Dragon and it's gonna hit you harder than ever. I think this is pretty good.
I think the gimmick here is there's like a 2-drop is the 2-drop out in this set, the one that you play this and it gets back a 2-drop, that then the 2-drop does 1 damage to one of your own followers when it comes into play, and so that's the combo, is you get that back. So then you get the 6/6 that gets you back a 2-drop and you kill something. It's pretty okay. I don't know.
It's that, and there's a 1-drop that does that same thing as well.
Yeah, okay. This card is like makes me excited to try Dragon more again, because I feel like for quite a while now Dragon has been stuck in this like every deck archetype is the same. We're either playing discard or we're playing ramp. This gives me something different to try, which is like pretty interesting to me, and that's what makes me excited for like Dragon, because it's a slightly different play style of doing different effects by damaging your own followers for extra effects. But yeah, I think this, like you said, I think in the later sets this card becomes better. Right now, though, it's all right.
I'm going to give it a C just because I'm not sold that Omen is above replacement level. Like, I would have to see, like, how does this package, is this package actually a consideration over discard ramp or PDK?
I think with that, I think you can play, I think you could do all of those with this. I don't think it's that big of a package. Well, I guess it is, but like, you can definitely play PDK with this. You can definitely play discard with this, and you could just obviously play ramp with this and just add some more ramp cards. All of those.
Well, I mean, you play the green card in this deck, but I don't know if that makes it a ramp deck, right? You're playing this?
You can play this. You can play Isla. You can play, what's the other?
I mean, this is a lot of cards, right? Like, if you're gonna play this, you're playing this plus, you want to reliably get a card.
Yeah, this is like 18 cards, I think.
Like, yeah, and I think that's a good size of the deck.
Well, but how big is PDK? Or like, I mean, for example, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, PDK, you can probably slot PDK in, but then you're not doing Are you doing the dedicated PDK things though in that same deck? I don't know what it looks like, because you have to play the green cards, you have to play the broken cards, you have to play, your removal suite, and then you have to play the other stuff that synergizes PDK, right? Or you're just putting 3 PDK in
Well,
this deck.
stuff, the rest outside of this card, every other card that's a follower synergizes with PDK because it's 3 or less.
Oh, what I mean about like the PDK stuff is like the shark, the one that brings in a shark.
Well, yeah, you obviously don't play the shark because that card sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's what people are doing in PDK right now. I mean, I'm not that high on PDK right now. I think that deck's bad, but
right.
I just have to see. I can be kind of like conservative coming into new metas with like these strategies, and I'm like, all right, I need to see somebody show me that this is a deck that comes together.
All right, moving on here. Electro Magical Rhino. Storm Fanfare. Give this flower a +3 attack and put the top 4 cards of your deck into your cemetery. If you put an Electro Magical Rhino into your cemetery with this effect, activate this card's fanfare again. Last word, select any number of Electro Magical Rhino in your cemetery, return it to your deck, and shuffle your deck. Dude, this card goes hard with what was that computer language we had the last set? Where we get to banish 20 cards from our deck, so we hit all the rhinos. A Python, there we go.
Python.
This goes to the Python deck. I wouldn't lose to this card when someone hits all the 2 rhinos, so this becomes a 5-drop 9 storm damage.
Dude, this card's awesome. This card's awesome. Like, not in the system's power level, just like this is a cool card, and it's got an insane name.
My heart says S. My brain says F.
it's the thing is, just look at what the rate you pay in Shadowverse is. If you hit 2 of them, you've paid 1 more mana for a Forte with some marginal upside, but no aura. Like, I don't know. This is crazy. Or not 1 more mana.
No, if you hit 2 of them, you get 9 attack off of this.
No, sorry, if you hit the
if
you get the second one, yeah. I don't know. It's just this is bad. This is bad. You have so many good cards with Dragon.
All right, someone out there use Python. Make this an OTK deck. Thank you.
All right, next up we have a Apostle of Disdain. What did you say?
Disdain. Apostle of Disdain.
All
right, evolve for 1 during your turn. Whenever this follower takes damage from an effect, give it +1 attack and storm. The evolved form is during your turn, same thing. Gain 1 attack and storm when it takes damage. And then on evolve, discard a card. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You may reveal up to 2 Omen cards from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. I guess this is a card that's like part of the payoff for Omen. I kind of like this card.
This card seems insane.
Yeah,
like this is better than Gammy in my opinion.
I was gonna say, I'm glad to hear you say that, Prussia, because like not having that much faith in the deck.
Well, sorry,
like,
it's not the best, but it's the second best.
This is just an insane card. Like, this is the card that just does it. It does it all.
Does everything. Makes you breakfast, feeds you, tucks you in at night, reads you a bedtime story.
Look, Storm is the best keyword in the game. So if you have a statted card, an overstated card, if you have a card with reasonable stats and Storm, and then this card basically in that deck always has Storm, right?
Well, you do. I will say the other thing is like you do need to have another card for attack based Storm. Like it's not self-sufficient, which is like I think the reason this card's good is just because it's.
I think it gives you the card that Storm too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Evo part is what like pushes me over the edge for this card.
That's what I was about to say. Is it's a card with Storm that then has good stats, but then it has a really, really good effect in addition to those 2 things.
Yeah.
Which is just an insane combination. Like the Evo effect is really powerful, and presumably you're not going to miss. I mean, how many Omen cards do you say are playable? 18?
I think it's 18 right now.
Okay, top 5 is nice. So you might miss sometimes on 1, but you should usually almost always get 1.
18.
All right.
If you can actually play 18.
All right, moving on here. All right, we got something to say, Pressure? Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah. I think this is the only, at least so far, one where I think every single one of the Omen cards is playable.
All right. God Bullet Golem. Look at this guy. Oh my god. All right, you're at the bar and this guy walks up and slaps your girlfriend's ass. What do you do?
Bro, that's his girl now. I don't know what to tell you.
All right,
I
six
say
drops.
God, I wish that were me.
Oh
Getting
man.
slapped.
6 drop 7/7. This follower can attack the enemy leader. Activate, engage this card. Put another follower on your field into the cemetery. Select an enemy leader or enemy follower on the field. Deal X damage to it. X equals the attack of the follower. Put it into the cemetery by its effect. Yeah, I'm in with the poggers here.
Card is ass.
It's so bad that I will lose to it at locals at some point.
I'm always the one who's
Y'all have
complaining about
locals?
losing. I was about to say, yeah, I'm in LA, but you're not that far. I guess you are that far.
45 minutes for 3
about to
people.
dox Prussia, guys. Yeah, this card's so bad. It's just like, here's the combo. You pay 6 mana, and then you take your guy with big attack, and then you make him attack twice. I don't know. This is like 6 mana Wind Fury, I guess. Actually,
6 mana Wind Fury. This is like the only way this card ever comes down is like, does the sack immediately win the game or not?
I forget. Aura, you can target your own cards with Aura, right?
Yeah.
So it is hexproof. So it's like you forte them, and then it magically lives, and then you forte them, and then you play this, and then you win the game because it's 21 damage.
Yeah, where you would have won the game if you had a second forte.
That's
the other card ever.
Because we all know that when you forte and then it lives and you get to swing again, that's usually
happens every game, 100% of the time. All right, moving on from this meme. Disdainful Rending. Select a follower on the field and deal it 1 damage. Select an enemy follower on the field and deal it 3 damage.
Okay, I have to get on my box. This was the best card in digital for a very long time. This card was, and it reads exactly the same. This card was so absurd. This was the best removal card in the game. 1 mana deal 3 was so insane in digital, but I think it's less so in this game because all the normal stats are just basically one tick up.
Mm-hmm.
I still think this is really good removal. And it's in trait. It's going to activate all your things that like this is you play your girl down zealot apostle, and then you clear thing, and then you get storm, and then you drew 2 cards, and you can do that before or after.
Yeah, so I really like this card. If you're playing, obviously you're playing this card with the Omen stuff. It activates your stuff while also being a removal as well. It's just so good.
I think this card is busted because I think even in this game, maybe I have digital. Maybe I have digital like trauma that's coming back, but I think 1 mana deal 3 right now is busted. I do think that it's important to clarify for people that because you have to select, because it says select a follower and deal it 1 damage, you cannot play this card if you don't have a follower in play.
Yeah, that's kind of the reason to me it's not like so busted S tier. It's like you just have to be playing something on the board and then be able to do stuff. But
yeah, they also learned they stopped giving dragon every spell quick for some reason. I don't know why that was like a thing for so long.
Yeah, I think this card is less impactful than it was in digital because breath still exists, and breath is still obviously better than this card. So
yeah, well, breath is better than this card, but what I like about this card is that it's also an enabler. Like it's not just a downside. That's what makes it insane.
Yeah.
Dude, I really like the art in this card too. Holy shit. All right, moving on. Disciple of Disdain. Activate for 0 play points. Select the follower on your field. Deal it 1 damage. This ability can only be activated once per turn. So I assume this is one of the big enablers also for Omen,
yes,
or
this is the 1 cost enabler. This is sort of the thing where it's like, hey, if you let it live, I got you. You really want to kill this thing because it's going to generate a lot of value. If you let it live. I think most smart players won't really be swinging with this guy, especially if they play him turn 1. You might not even play him turn 1 at all because he's a really nice activator. You can get him back from the evolve on Gamu. That's one of the things. The next card, 3 or 4 cards down, never mind, is the other card that you can get back that activates Gamu. But yeah, this card is pretty nice. I think he's just the role player. He's just the enabler. Other than that, he's like really weak. Like if you see no other disdainful cards, he's horrible. Like this
This
card
is
sucks.
having to put this card in your deck, and I do think you have to put this card in your deck, is
Yeah.
part of why I'm not convinced if the Omen deck actually comes together or not. This card reminds me a lot of like Spartoy Sergeant and
Yeah,
Desecrated
that's
Cemetery or whatever, where it's like to make your deck function, you just have to play these cards that are just horrifically below rate.
yeah. I think Smart Toy is like a good that's a good comparison actually. I like that.
That said, I think because you have to play it, and I think people are gonna play the deck. Like I don't know, my instinct is D, but pressure. You're like so high on this Omen stuff that I'm leaning C.
I think it's fine for like the worst card in the
Yeah, I
because
just wish that
I think
like
it's just it is a card you have to play, so it probably is a C, but it's so bad and it warps your gameplay in so much because like another aspect is like you have to get this guy or the 2-drop in the grave before Gambio comes down. Like you just kind of have to, and think you're gonna have to play him, and hopefully he dies or whatever. But this guy is just sort of the Shadowverse problem where it's like you got to have another card with him and then he's insane. But if he doesn't,
Mhm.
then you're just looking at this card that does nothing.
yeah, and this card only this deck only has so many ways to go up in card advantage too.
Yeah,
We'll
you
see.
guys kind of hit everything on the head. I think this card's good because it enables things, and the second it doesn't enable things, this card is garbage. So,
Sorry, by card advantage I mean drawing new cards.
Yeah, we got that.
all right, moving on. Cursed Stone, evolve for 1 and it has ward. On evolve, select an enemy far on the field until the end of its controller's next turn. It loses all effects and can't attack. It becomes a 3/3. This card, when I read it, I was like, this card seems interesting. It's probably not actually playable, but maybe you guys convince me otherwise. Yeah, exactly.
This is like an armed dragon card that came out a set too late. Just because it like armed dragon, you play this, you turn off a ward or something. I don't know. Yeah, this card's not good.
Like what are they? This doesn't this read like a card like holy crap, we have this insane card coming out. We need something to stop it. Cursed Stone, you're our guy. What card is that? What is that card?
Yeah.
Like maybe Gamu? Like you could stop Gamu? Is that like the mirror match? Like they thought that like this disdain stuff would be like the best thing in the history of the game. That you need something to stop Gamu, even though she already got 9 damage in or whatever.
It's very simple. They were really worried about Deepwood Anomaly.
Yeah,
Busted. True.
Hey, don't leak my. Hey, don't leak my.
All right, moving on. Oh god, this guy. Amethyst Giant, 9 drop 7/7 strike. Refresh this follower. This ability can be activated once per turn. Fanfare, discard a card. Give this follower rush and aura.
I'm gonna be honest, not joking. I actually think this card might be pretty okay. This is like an actual pretty good win con in a like ramp dragon deck because you ramp, you play this down, and then if if he survives, which he's gonna because he's aura, he swings for 14. Like and that's like with already the mana committed. So the next turn you go Forte Evo and you win the game most of the time. Obviously he doesn't impact the board immediately, but in that deck you have a lot of board clears. You have a lot of thing. Like just imagine the ramp dragon list from set 4, with Isras and Conflags and all the all that jazz, and then you have this guy sort of like a win condition to that because the win condition was sort of well, hope I see all 3 Fortes or, maybe the one of Genesis I'm playing. But most of the time it's just get, out resource. I kind of like that. Do I think it's good? No, but it's kind of cute, I think.
Card's like exactly what it was in digital.
How do you remember these like horrendous cards?
Played a lot of this card was busted in take 2, dude.
But then you're like, I don't know about Gamu. You're like, wow, Amethyst Giant is the killer.
No. I just remember random cards from digital.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Card...
It's always I just reread the card. It's always the cards that discard artifact cards. This is another one that randomly discards an artifact card.
And then I'm pretty sure it's like it's discard an artifact card, and then it gains Storm, right? Or it gains only Aura.
It gains or can't be targeted by enemy effects.
That's it. Yeah.
Twice, yeah.
Yeah. This card. I think this card's bad. I think at this point, the cards need to win the game. Like, and this card does win the game, but it's just like you play it on 9 and then it wins you on 10. I don't know. Card does make Lashana look bad though. I don't want to play against this with my Lashana deck.
Yeah, any aura Lashana. I was gonna fuck that up. It's like aura Lashana just
yeah. If you play Armor of the Stars, like you just beat Lashana.
Yeah, I think pressure kind of hit everything on the head for this card at least. Like that's the only way I saw it being played, where like ramping, set it up, and you set up and wait for the next turn to win the game, and hopefully you don't lose immediately. But yeah. Next card here, Servant of Disdain. During your turn, whenever this flower takes damage from an effect, draw a card. Fanfare if Overflow is active for you. Select another flower on the field and deal it. And this flower 1 damage. I like this card a lot.
So they basically, it's interesting because they basically took the combo from digital and put it all onto this guy, and then Disciple, the 1-drop, is just left with nothing because Disciple was the one that hit something and then drew a card, and then Servant you draw another card, so you drew 2 cards. Now Disciple doesn't do anything, and Servant does it for himself. Yeah, this card's insane.
This is the kind of card. This is such a shepherd card. I just like cards that are archetype players that are statted correctly. That you can play early, you can play late. Like I don't know. This is just a good card. It's just a really strong role player.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it an A. I don't think it's warping, but I think it's really good, and you'll see it in all the decks.
Yep, I agree. All right, next card here. Silver Automaton. God damn it, why is this game? I hate this.
Automaton.
Yeah. Ward. Last word, put 2 puppet tokens to your AX area. It's a 4-drop, 4/5.
To your AX?
Thank God they don't go to the EX area.
We're going to Anime Expo? We're putting our puppet
EX
tokens.
area.
God, they don't go to the EX. I mean, this card fucking sucks.
No, dude, this is so good. This is just like your favorite forest card.
Yeah, except you have other puppet cards.
Listen, turn 2, ramp, turn 3, this guy. All right.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, whoa. It's better. What was my man's name from the start?
Dragon Guard, right?
Dragon Guard. Yeah.
Hey, if you ever steal this with your thief deck, and then you
get me out of here. All right, next card, guys. Airship Whale. Evolve this for 1. The evolved form is on evolve. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You may put a follower that originally cost 3 or less play points from among them onto your field. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Nice. We got PDK support as a 5-drop.
This might be the best card they've ever printed.
The silence and then the F drop.
I just have some evidence, which is look at the art. Like that.
The art is pretty sick.
I'm sad they never made Dark Air Jammer in this game.
What was that card do?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not the support PDK needed. It did not need the support to cost 5.
Oh my god. All right, listen. Next card, Colossal Construct. Ward, Fanfare, put 5 cards in your cemetery into your deck, then shuffle your deck, select the enemy flower on the field, and deal it 5 damage.
Okay, Shepard, do you remember this terrible, awful Chronogenesis?
No, I have no idea. My Chronogenesis knowledge only goes so far.
Chronogenesis portal cards that he's remembering.
I played a lot of Chronogenesis. I don't know what you.
Okay.
This card is great because you play the guy from last set to banish most of your library, and then you shuffle in with your cards.
Okay, we're almost here at the end, so I'm going to sidetrack really quick. If this wasn't set 1, this is how you beat the Haven Mirror, the Haven matchup. Dragon.
That's funny. Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite part is that I know they wanted to make it like 5/5/5, like do like put 5 deal 5. It's just so funny that your 7-mana card only does 5 damage.
Yeah. All right, final card here. Toll Domination. Select a follower on your field and deal it 2 damage. Deal 2 damage to each enemy follower on the field. If Galmu, Omen of Disdain. Oh, almost did it. Is on your field. Deal 2 more damage to each enemy follower on the field.
So you can play this card off of her because it's card, not follower. I mean, this is good. I think this is the one that a lot of people like. If you see not everyone running all 18, this is the one that they don't play 3 of. But yeah, it's pretty good. I mean,
I cannot imagine playing the Omen deck and not playing every Omen card. And I think that you play this in it.
Yeah. I'm saying if there were lists that don't play everyone, and this was the one
that's insane to me. Like, okay, so playing like a lot of Fable, etc., where you only had like 18 to 22 of your trait, it's just so hard to actually consistently see enough of it, especially without like a lot of top checks and stuff. This is I can't imagine not playing this card in the deck. And I think if you ever get the Exodia, like if you ever play Gallimu and bring this back, like that's just you just are winning.
Well, I would say that this deck is different from Fable because the power is spread out more than in Fable, where Fable was just Tin Soldier and then like Humpty.
I'm talking about Fable Forest.
Oh, I mean, well, that deck.
What I'm saying about what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is about how often you see the cards, not the power level of them. Like, if you want to see Omen cards every game, you like can't really run 15. Otherwise you just don't see a density of them.
But what I'm saying is that like those cards sort of checked Omen cards. The only card that really checks an Omen card is like Gamu. And
I think
in the grave.
The Omen cards you need to
because most of the other cards you just need one other. It doesn't even matter which specific one.
Because you need to top. You have a top check 5 that you really want to hit consistently at least one card off of, and then you also always need to pair them up. So like it's enablers and payoffs, and I just cannot imagine not running all 9 because you only have with this you only have 9 enablers, right? Because you have this, the 1 drop and the 2 drop. Oh, you have the 2 drop. The 2 drop only with overflow though. So you have like 9 enablers, and then turn 7 you have 12 enablers. So that's why I'm surprised.
I mean, anyway, I said like if you saw people not running all 18, this was the one they cut.
I'm still skeptical on this deck, but I think this card's good.
Yeah, I like this card a lot. I think you play the Omen stuff, you just play this in some number. It doesn't have to be 3, but you probably want to have all the enablers, like Shepard was talking about.
Yeah, I think it's just the weakest. Just 2 mana deal 2 is just like.
It's one of those things too, though. Like if aggro isn't.
Did you type this out right? Hold on. Is this what it does?
Okay. Listen, I copy pasted all the translations, so if they did it wrong, then it's on them. Let me read the cards. You pick a card on the field, deal 2 damage, do damage to it. All your opponent's followers take 2.
So it does 4 to 1 and then 2 to everything else?
It does 2 damage to one of your followers, then does 2 damage to all enemy followers, and then if you have Galmu, it does an extra 2 damage to all enemy followers again. So it's almost like a Jean.
I can't read. My bad. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I just want to throw out there that because I know I said I wasn't sure about this deck. I did rate almost every Omen card well, but I still the question for me is just like
if the pieces line up is for you.
Because I think a deck is more than the sum of its parts, especially when the sum of the parts of the deck is still under 40 cards.
Yeah, I like this card because even playing it like early on, it's an anti-aggro card that just clears up the board for you, and then you get a extra payoff near the end when you start enabling your Omen stuff.
Well, my issue is that you have to have a thing on the field, and then you have to kill it or almost kill it, and then it's only dealing 2 damage. Like I feel like aggro decks. I mean, like what's the play? You go turn 1 Apostle, then turn 2 you play this because by turn 3 they're gonna have 3 health things on the field.
Listen, they go first, they play their dude, you go your turn, you play Bellringer, and then they play 2 more 1 drops, so they have 3 things on board. And then on your turn 2, you kill your Bellringer to destroy their board.
Play Swordsman and tap it, and then swing their goblin in to kill the Bellringer. Not if they do that.
Oh man.
2 damage is a lot more than 1 damage when you're doing it to your own. When you're doing it to your own fault.
And you also have to think like Dragon is not a class that has a lot of low cost followers that like that play would make sense. They're only adding 6, one that dies and the second one that is a 2-drop, so you have to
wait. I got it. You play PDK, you play the Shark Lady, and then you play this card and you kill the Shark Lady because she's just a 0/1 that doesn't matter.
I think you put the Shark Lady away. I think
and then you get your epic PDK Omen deck.
I think we're putting the Shark Lady away. I don't think.
All right. This is actually this might be an A. Is this an A for me? No, I think this is a B. I want to play the Omen deck, and that's about it. Like the Omen deck seems interesting. Yeah, and I think the playstyle it's different than what Dragon kind of normally does. So that makes it interesting to me. Will I stick with it? Who knows?
The Omen deck is interesting. Will it be more interesting than what? Is it going to be more interesting than the first 5 games I play with it? I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, it's more interesting than fake hitting your opponent in the fucking head. You actually
yeah. It's only fun until you start losing and then you go back to the winning deck. No. All right. I think that kind of wraps. Do you have any of you guys have any last minute thoughts before we close this out?
Nah.
All right. Well, make sure to follow us on our Twitter, X, whatever Elon decides the new platform's called again. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. We really appreciate it. And thank you for making it this far in the video. And we'll see you guys in our next video, which should be Abyss, which I'm very excited for because I love all the Abyss cards this set. All right, later, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See ya.